Good morning everyone, how are you today? I hope you've grabbed your drink of choice because I think this video is going to be a long one. So I've got my coffee here ready to go because it is Sunday morning here in Australia, and I will be sipping that as we swatch all my green bottled inks. I've counted them up. There's actually 19 bottles of ink, and I thought it'd be fun just to swatch them all together. And some of them I haven't reached for in a really long time. And part of that is because I have other colours that I've been drawn to, and some of it is because they are harder to come by now and I don't want to use them all up, so I haven't got any, if that makes sense. But then I'm also of the mindset that I need to use them up because inks can actually get contaminated and go bad with changes in weather and all sorts of different things. So I'm just going to get stuck into it. I've got my ink muddler here. I've got my Yusushi. It's a really hard word to say for me. Dip pen there. And I thought we'll just do like a little bit of each and just compare them all together. Now I'm just going to get a Sharpie. This is just a black Sharpie pen. This is what I use to address my mail. So this is going to be bottles of green ink, and it's July. I actually didn't realize I had so many. I've got more bottles of blue ink I think than I do of green, but some of these I've had for years and absolutely love them, and some of them I'm actually on my second bottle of because I enjoyed them so much. So I'm just going to move you across a little bit. The first one we've got here is the Troublemaker Kelp Tea. This is quite a light ink. It's also a dry one. So just going to do like a little circle kind of thing, I think. This is so I might have to write small so I can fit at least 10 on a page. Troublemaker Kelp Tea. So that's the first one we've got. It's a pretty colour. In a pen though, it's quite dry and it comes out very light, but it's still a nice colour. Now the next one we've got is, and I love the name of this one, this is the Teranishi Emotional Olive. I just love the name of it. How can you not love the name of it? Emotional Olive. So there you go. Just clean that off. That's not very good. Come on, pen. Teranishi. My writing is not going to be the best either. This is, I find this quite a dry ink too. Oh gosh. Get it together, Jane. It's like it doesn't want to stay on the nib. Okay, Emotional Olive. So it's the next one we've got. Oops. Now I love this one because the Troublemaker teas tend to have a lot of chroma shading in them, which can be really nice. The next one we've got here is the Tea Time series. And sorry, I'm just looking for another cloth. It's the Tea Time series, and it's the Moroccan mint tea. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Oh, hang on, I need to do the little thingy first. So, I mean, this is kind of, oh, it's meant to be like a greeny colour. I know it's not looking very green there, it's looking more yellow, isn't it? These are all the wonderful things you learn. So this is Sailor, Moroccan, mint tea. I really enjoyed using that one last month, I think it was, in the Esterbrook Estie with a broad nib. It performed beautifully in that. I did have it originally in a Sailor Pro Gear Slim with a medium nib, and the ink was too dry for it. It just wasn't working to my satisfaction, shall we say. Now, this is a Rohrer and Klingner ink. It's Alt Goldgrun. I really love this colour. See, this is an ink that I really love that I haven't been writing with, or haven't written with for quite a while either. Some of these are like springtime inks for me. So this is Rohrer and Klingner. Alt Goldgrun. Yeah, so some of these are more like springtime inks, and here it's winter. So I know in the northern hemisphere it's summer, but for us it's winter. So I don't tend to be reaching for these inks so much in the cooler months. So next one we've got, it's another favourite, is the Sailor Shikiori Tokiwa Matsu. This one has a little bit of red sheen. So it's really hard to write on an angle and around. Sailor Shikiori Tokiwa Matsu. I really love this green. It's a one that I love putting in pens. I tend to put it in my Pelican M400. It works really well in that. Next one we've got is an Australian exclusive. It's the Robert Oster and Bookbinders design exclusive Melbourne Tram Green. I haven't got a lot left of this blue either, and I think I only got it at the end of last year. So I've actually shared quite a bit of this with other pen friends. You know, it's one that I tend to, if I'm doing ink swaps, I tend to put in because pen friends overseas can't get it unless they're doing an order from Bookbinders Design. So it's a lovely green. So this is, I'll just do RO for Robert. Oh gosh, getting ink everywhere. This is going to be messy too, I can already see it. So Robert Oster, Bookbinders Design. Sorry, I'm going to have to move my thing around. And it is Melbourne. Tram. Green. Sorry. Better? Okay, so that's the next one we've got. Now this one is probably, I've had this for a long time. It's the Diamine Sherwood Green, and it's an ink that I was really drawn to at first, but now I hardly ever pick it up and use it. So I need to change that, because it is a nice colour. So, maybe, I think I put them too close together. Anyway, Diamine, Sherwood Green. So this is not going to be a neat page, people. If that's what you're expecting, you might want to click off now, because I'm doing my best here. But it's hard sort of riding around in the circles. So that's that one. The next one we've got, and we've actually got in a pen at the moment, is the Taccia Midori. It's a really lovely green. It's quite a bright, vibrant green too. See, they're all quite different, aren't they? Sometimes I see an ink on a computer screen or something, or my phone, I think, oh no, I've got something similar to that. But when you swatch them, they can look very different. So this is a Taccia Midori. Next one we've got is a Atramentis Jane Austen. What's this one? I should be showing you the bottles as we go. I really like this one as well. You'll probably hear people moving around. Everyone's home at the moment. They can be quite loud when they want to be, my family. So this is Atramentis Jane Austen. Love that. The green inks I have, I really do love. Now the next one I'm swatching, it's another favourite. I only found this one last year. It's the Teranishi Gentle Green. You all know how much I love Teranishi Opera Rose. Well, this is another one that I really love. And the thing I like about this one is it actually goes down one colour and dries another. Like, it's quite unusual. So, Teranishi, gentle green. The next one I've got's a Robert Oster. It's River of Fire, and I've probably got less than half a bottle of this now, maybe about a third of a bottle. It's also one that has a red sheen. Hang on. Okay, so, oops. Robert Oster, River of Fire. It's another oldie but a goodie, and had it for a long time. I'll do the other Robert Oster ink. It's Robert Oster Peppermint. Now, I tend to only pull this out around Christmas time because I kind of think of it as a Christmas ink. But it's one that I reckon you could use, I don't know, all year round. So, Robert Oster Peppermint. Which ones are you liking so far? So, we've swatched, what, 12? More to go. The next one, I'm thinking I might leave the shimmer ones for last. Next one we'll do is this one, is the Graf von Faber Castell Moss Green. I love this bottle. It's got a really heavy bottom on it, but it almost looks like a perfume bottle, you know, like a cologne bottle. It's really nice. It's not a cheap ink, but they're really good quality. Okay. I think I'm just going to do GVFC for Graf von Faber Castell and just put moss green down here. It's a lovely green, flows very well. It's quite lubricated in a pen. I think this one has a bit of a red sheen too. I can't quite remember now. Which one will we do next? I'll do this one. This is a Monteverde ink, California Teal. This is actually my second bottle. So this is one of the first, or maybe not one of the first inks, but I've had from early on in my pen journey, and I had the smaller 30ml bottle of this and used it all. So, and that's before I really got into swapping inks with other people. So I went through that 30ml bottle quite a bit and used it all. And then I thought, you know what? I love it so much, I'm going to get the bigger bottle. So I think this is 50 or 60 mils. It's got a heavy red sheen, so it tends to get quite sticky around the top. Really, really beautiful color green. Monteverde, California teal. Really, really nice. Oops. I might just have a sip of my coffee. You guys should do the same thing. Have a sip of your drink. Not even sure how long we've been recording so far. Okay. Next one we're going to do is Private Reserve, and this is Cadillac Green. And I think this one is very similar to the Monteverde Californian Teal. I actually won this in a giveaway last year, and it's really, really stuck. Can't even get the lid to move because it's got a really high sheen. Oh, there we go. It's budging a little bit. Yeah, there's so much red sheen around the top of the lid, it's not funny. So, Private Reserve, Cadillac Green. Always spell Cadillac wrong. For the car enthusiasts out there, I'm very sorry if I get this wrong. Cadillac Green. Oh, I think that's how you spell Cadillac. Cadillac Green. Yeah. On the downhill stretch, people. Oops. Okay. Next one we'll do. How are we going? Are we getting them all in? I might actually go over this side and do these last few. I was going to try and fit it all on one page, but we're not going to be able to do that. So this next one is Pelican Edelstein Jade, which I love. It's a gorgeous ink. Absolutely beautiful. So, Pelican. This is also my second bottle of this one. I had a disaster with the first one. The house we were living in the time had tiled floors, and I clumsily had it in my hand and it just slipped down and smashed all over the floor, and it was really, really hard to clean up. They were sort of like a matte tile, like non-slip cream tile, and it took quite a few buckets, mop buckets, to clean it up. So that's that one. Oh, next one we'll do, this is also a red sheening ink. This is the Diamine Inkvent Holly. I don't know what Inkvent this one is. I think it's one of the earlier ones, maybe even the first, from the first release they ever did. High sheening ink, this one. Diamine Holly. Oops. Probably put down too much ink on that one. At least you can see some of the others are starting to dry now. Now the last two I have are shimmer inks. This is one of the first bottles of ink I ever got. It is the Jehuban Anniversary 1670 Emerald of Chivor. It has got a crazy amount of shimmer. Beautiful ink. And I don't know, I think I'm so scared that this is going to run out and I won't ever be able to get it again. So I tend to not reach for it. But you know, you need to use these things, don't you? Rather than just hoard them. They're there to be enjoyed and used. Sorry, I'm just trying to gently move the shimmer around in here. It's all stuck on the bottom. Okay. I've only got a half bottle left of this one too. Hopefully I've been able to grab some of the shimmer in that one. So this is Jehuban. I'm just going to put Jehuban. I'm not going to do the rest of it. Emerald of Chivor. And this ink not only has shimmer, but it has red sheen as well. I remember it was my first ever shimmer ink, and it just used to, I used to love using it over and over and over again. And I used to use it in my Lamy Vista at the time. It had a fine nib and it worked really well in that. Which is interesting because I've had other Lamys and with broad nibs or whatever, and the shimmer just gets clogged in the feed. So I think it must be, that Jehuban must have a very fine shimmer particle in it. And the last but not least, now this is Ferris Wheel Press Green with Curiosity, and this one is another one that has sheen and shimmer. All the shimmer's kind of stuck on the bottom there. It's the tiniest little bottle though. They're like 20ml bottles. Some of these inks I'd love to share more of, but they're so expensive and you only get 20 mils. So you can go through them quite quickly. So this is our last one though that we're swatching. Oh, hang on, I'm not putting a lid on it. So Ferris wheel. Why didn't I just do green with cure? I should have just done FWP. Green with Curiosity. Wow, that's looking really messy, isn't it? Not to worry. It is what it is, people. So there are all my bottles of green ink. Yep, you can all see. Which ones are your favourite? What are you drawn to? The more darker shaded greens, or the ones with sheen, or the ones with shimmer, or do you like the chroma shading green inks? Do you like the lighter greens or the darker greens, or the more jade sort of teal leaning greens? You think, oh, green ink, but there's just so many variations of green out there. It's the same with any colour and any spectrum of the rainbow, I guess. So I mean, my favourites that I tend to reach for over and over again are the Sailor Shikiori Tokiwa Matsu. I love the Atramentis Jane Austen. I love the Graf von Faber Castell Moss Green. The Robert Oster River of Fire, I don't have a great, I think I only have a third of a bottle of that left, so that's obviously one that I've reached for quite a bit as well over the years. I love the Pelican Edelstein Jade. I tend to stay away from the two shimmer inks that I've got, but I think I need to sort of start bringing those back into my rotation a little bit more. And I mean, this is just my bottled inks. This isn't including all the green samples of, like the, yeah, green ink samples that I've got as well. I've got quite a lot of those. So, I mean, this the Troublemaker Kelp Tea, it's not one that I tend to reach for. And I didn't actually try a sample of that one when I bought it. I just was drawn to it because it had the word tea in it, and I'm a tea drinker. So I bought that one thinking, oh, that'll be a nice one to have. But it's, I've got to really be careful what pen I put it in. Not careful so much, but it's just, I find it to be a drier ink, so I have to put it in a really wet writer for it to work well. The Teranishi Emotional Olive, that's another one that I don't tend to reach for as much, but I really like the colour of it. Rohrer and Klingner's Goldgrun, love that. I really like them all, to be honest. The Diamine Holly I tend to only really use around Christmas time. And the Private Reserve Cadillac Green is very, very similar to this Monteverde California Teal. I think they might actually be made by the same company. Don't quote me on that. I'm not actually 100% sure. But I know Yaffa brands, when they do giveaways, it's usually with Monteverde and Private Reserve. Like, they're the two ink brands that fall under Yaffa brands. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Also put in the comments below what was your favourite, and whether you like green shimmer inks or whether you tend to avoid them. I really love this Emerald of Chivor. It's just so beautiful. I think I need to start bringing that back into my rotation a little bit more and using it. It's just gorgeous. So that's all I've got for you today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm thinking I might actually go through all the spectrums of the rainbow and the inks that I've got and swatch them with you all, just so, I bet you this is bled through on the other page. Oh yeah, it has a bit. And do this with you all just so you can see the bottled inks that I have. And it's also a good reminder for me because they sit in a drawer, so sometimes when they sit in a drawer and they're not out front and center in front of you, you forget what you have. So this is a good reminder. Oh, not so much you forget what you have, but I've forgotten how much I like some of these and how much they spark joy. So I need to tap into that a little bit more, I guess. Anyway, folks, I will leave it here. Thank you so much for watching today. Take care. and be kind to yourselves, and I will see you back here next time. Bye.